Welcome back, people of Ireland, to County Gains News Network. Today we're going to be reacting to another gripped media video. This one's called The Truth About NATASHA O'Brien and Sentencing in Ireland. So I've already done a video and I listened to like a news talk video and it was pretty good, you know, talking about how, explaining what she went through and stuff like that. Full breakdown. So if you guys want to go watch that one, go check that one out. I just released it like yesterday, I think, but today this one should be really interesting. I'm pretty sure Gripped are going to give a really spicy article. They always give like the hot topic of the day a lot more spicier than RT and News Talk. So this one should be great. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you all think. And as well, I want people to tell me what you think of, Gripped media and stuff like that. I want to know if you guys enjoy them or not, because I know these videos get quite a lot of views and I enjoy reacting to them. So loads more to come.
In 2022, a young Irish woman named NATASHA O'Brien was beaten unconscious in the streets of Limerick by a male Irish soldier who later went on to brag about the attack on social media. In a Snapchat post at the time, Cathal Crotty joked to his friends that it took 2 to put her down and 2 to put her out. By this point, NATASHA O'Brien had suffered a broken nose and a concussion, as well as severe swelling and bruising around her face from the beating she had received.
Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff.
Yet, despite publicly boasting about battering a woman into unconsciousness in the street and then pleading guilty to that offence, Cathal Crotty received a fully suspended sentence and walked out of the court a free man without having to serve a day in prison. Now,
every time you hear that, it just gets more and more ridiculous. Like, it's unbelievable.
It goes without saying that this story is absolutely shocking, but sadly, the least shocking part about it is actually the suspended sentence. Because to those of us who follow the news regularly in Ireland, we see cases like this all the time involving all sorts of victims. For years now, on what feels like a weekly basis, we see instances where heinous or violent crimes are committed in this country and the perpetrator simply walks free.
Man, this couldn't be more than the truth. Like, every single day I see like, oh, a guy with 80 convictions and 80, crimes against him walks free again with another suspended sentence. Like, dude, how does a guy get 80 chances? I understand like 1 chance, 2 chances max. Like, my God, if you like accidentally do something crazy once, that's kind of enough chances. But 80 times, 70 times, like 125 charges, all this stuff, it's outrageous, guys. It's outrageous.
We see it when the victim is male, such as in January when a man was given no jail time for hospitalizing another man with 16 stitches in his face and repeatedly kicking him in the ribs while he was down. We see it when the victim is female, such as in the case where a man gave his ex-partner 2 black eyes, damaged her teeth, and stood on her neck for around a minute while saying, "I'm going to effing kill you." That man received no jail time for that offence.
This is unbelievable, guys. There's just no jail time for anybody. It's just a free-for-all. Free-for-all for everyone. And I saw as well yesterday a Canadian guy that was beaten unconscious, I think, and then he died in a coma on Canada Day. Canada Day, for those who don't know, is July 1st. I just got back from Canada. Now I'm starting to wear these cool flannels. Tell me if you guys enjoy these flannels, but that's nothing to laugh about, guys. It's insane, bro, that would happen. And the perpetrators, I think, were like, I don't even know they're going to get any conviction or anything like that. So, very crazy stuff.
You see it when the victim is white or when the victim is an ethnic minority, such as when 2 teenage boys, Padraig O'Sullivan and Tega Agberhary in Waterford, were attacked with acid, leaving both boys with first-degree burns and requiring skin grafts.
There was 4 of them. They were tooled with weapons and they attacked us. And when we were trying to get away, they threw acid on us.
Is that where you had the skin?
Oh, acid is insane. That is insane, dude. I've never heard anything like this.
Skin grafts, Porrig?
Yeah, I had a skin graft, 2 on my thigh and 1 on my calf.
Okay. Now you were a hurler. You played for Waterford, isn't that right?
Yeah, I played for Waterford and Ballygunner.
Are you back playing?
No, I won't be back playing Ireland for about another 2 years at least.
One of the boys, Tega, almost went blind and his vision was only narrowly saved by the fact that he was wearing contact lenses at the time of the attack, which by the grace of God prevented the acid from splashing directly into his eyes.
So the acid was thrown in your face?
Yeah, it got in my face and my eyes.
Can you see well now? Because I know there were concerns at the time about your eyesight.
Like in my right eye, the vision's it's worse than it was before, but like I have a little scar kind of near the middle of my eye, but it's getting better.
And yet no criminal charges were brought against the alleged perpetrators in that case, and they simply received juvenile cautions. We see...
Bro, that's actually a disgrace, man. That's insane.
Light sentencing when the victim is a child. We see it when the victim is a pensioner. We see it when the victim is Irish born. We see it when the victim is foreign born. No matter who you are in Ireland, there is a reasonable chance that if you get attacked in this country, you could walk away feeling like you received no meaningful justice at all.
Yeah.
And now, having...
You guys better start training martial arts or something, because everyone, it seems like you just beat people up and you just get away with it. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Been perfectly content to watch our justice system operating like this out in the open for years, politicians and journalists suddenly wonder why crime is on the rise. Well, actually, I take that back. Let me correct myself. They don't wonder anything. To say they wonder why crime is on the rise would be to imply that there is some actual thought involved, which is not really the style of our leadership class when it comes to these issues. I mean, why sit down and seriously think about what led to a problem and how to fix it when you can just leap to lazy, obviously incorrect conclusions that won't solve the issue, but which will deflect blame away from those responsible, i.e. politicians. What do I mean by this exactly? Well, as the country reacts to Natasha O'Brien's case, just take a look at all of these amazing headlines from the best and brightest that this country's commentariat has to offer. The shocking case of Natasha O'Brien shows that Ireland is still a cold country for women. Natasha O'Brien's story shows how women are trapped inside a system built on misogyny.
You know, it's funny if they talk about misogyny and like how he targeted women. I actually would make an argument that he probably didn't. He was just a thug and probably just would beat up anyone that talks shit to him. Like these guys don't even know. They don't even distinguish between men and women. They just beat people up. It's just dudes are just savages. Like, they're just straight savages. So it's insane that they would even suggest that this is an attack on women. Like, guys, come on, man. Like, it's worse that she's a woman for sure, because it's more like innocent. Like, you know what I mean? It's absolutely like guy whooping on a woman is insane. But like, they don't even know the difference. They're just killing. They're just beating up everyone. It's insane, you know.
Because of men, the absolute minimum that we have to do right now is apologise to Natasha O'Brien. Justice Minister Helen McEntee has eagerly leaned into this narrative, of course, saying that it's all society's fault.
And then is viciously assaulted and beaten in the way that she was. It is absolutely reprehensible. And I think it's devastating for all of us to know that that's where we still are in our society.
Now, I hate to break the magician's code and give the game away here, but you do see what's happening, of course. Helen McEntee is actively pushing the blame for this entire fiasco onto society, i.e. you, in order to deflect culpability away from herself and her government with the help of the media. I raised the issue of the Irish court's outrageously lenient sentencing with Helen McEntee all the way back in 2022, and I'm sure I wasn't the first person to do so.
How can you say that you're serious about tackling violent crime when the courts consistently hand out the lightest sentences possible for the most heinous crimes?
Yeah,
so the minister has been fully aware that sentencing was a problem for years now, and yet what was her response when I asked her about it at the time? Well, she said that the government would be introducing the new standalone offences of stalking and non-fatal strangulation.
We will introduce a new standalone offence of stalking, a new standalone offence of non-fatal strangulation.
And this would be a great move, if it wasn't for the fact that those are already crimes. Stalking someone is the same as harassment, which is a crime.
If you want to be baby reindeer in your local city, that is already a crime, guys, okay? Sending 40,000 emails in the space of a year or two is a crime, alright? It's absolutely insane to be doing shit like that. So, yeah, they're introducing laws that are just already laws, guys. It's just outrageous. Oh man, this is crazy. They need to bring in stuff, like I said in the last video, they need to bring in stuff that protects people, you know, because there's going to be just nutcases out there. Like, it's pathetic, man. I just came back from the USA and Canada. Big, massive jack police with guns. Our police don't even have guns, guys. It's an absolute joke, man. What's going to happen if some guy runs down the street with a knife, like? Which happens, by the way, all the time. That's like a super common thing. We have sticks, guys. It's pathetic, man. The US has, you know, bases on the moon, and Ireland, we're running around with sticks. Like, it's just pathetic, guys. Like, let's let's get with the times, guys. Let's catch up, you know what I mean, as a people, as a society in Ireland. We need to, like, catch up, you know what I mean? Jesus, like, it's embarrassing when I say that to people in Canada. Oh, what about your thing? Oh, yeah, our lads have sticks, like, you know, put my head down. It's embarrassing, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we need to get more advanced as a society in Ireland. It's crazy, bro.
And non-fatal strangulation, i.e. choking someone until they nearly die, is called attempted murder, which is already quite illegal, I think you'll find.
Yeah.
So both of these are completely pointless and redundant. The minister also continues to talk about increasing the maximum sentence for various crimes as a solution to lenient sentencing, but the maximum sentence is irrelevant since the whole problem here that we're discussing is that judges aren't getting anywhere near the maximum sentence.
Right.
It doesn't matter if, in theory, the maximum sentence for a crime is 1,000 years. If the judges are handing out fully suspended sentences and letting people off with slaps on the wrist, then the maximum sentence is immaterial. It's minimum sentences and harsher sentencing guidelines that we need to be looking at.
That's a good point, actually. Like, they should have, like, if you are caught with a knife or something, minimum like 5 years or whatever. I'm pretty sure everybody would be down for that, right?
Obviously. And all the while, even if judges wanted to jail more people, they couldn't because the prisons are completely overcrowded and we haven't built a new one in years despite massive population growth.
Yeah, like in El Salvador, guys, I don't know if you're following the news in El Salvador, they elected this new guy and he's unbelievable. He basically it went from the El Salvador as a country, it went from the most dangerous place on the planet to now literally the safest place on the planet, okay? Because they built like this mega prison where they just took all the cartels and all the mafia and just locked them up, guys, and just treated them like dogs. And that's how you have to treat these people, guys, because they have no respect for the law, they have no respect for actual society, so you have to kind of match them at that level. You know, being nice and saying, oh, it's okay, little Johnny, I know you stabbed that guy or that girl to death, but we're just going to kind of give you a little bit of a tongue lashing. Like, this is insanity, guys. Like, we need to treat these guys like dogs, man. Like, this shit's crazy, bro. Ireland is actually a joke, man. I'm actually sick of this country, bro. I love being here, but, dude, I am sick. This place is just... And I love Ireland so much, but, man, it's a joke, bro. I see why everybody leaves. I see why everyone, as soon as they turn 18 or as soon as they get their college degree, they bounce, you know? I ain't got no friends left in this flipping whole country because everyone's just left. It's a complete joke, man. Everyone... It just sucks here, bro. Guards have flipping sticks, and America has flipping bases on the moon. Like, we're so far, we're like in the Stone Age, and flipping the rest of the world is like, you know what I mean, in flipping the iRobot stage. You know what I mean, where they're flipping running around with flipping, you know, such advanced technologies, AI.
Previous governments wanted to build a new super prison in Thornton Hall, but that site is now being used for asylum accommodation despite the protest of many locals, because of course it is. So for years we've had the most ineffectual, impotent justice minister imaginable, a politician who has failed abysmally to deal with the sentencing issues that have been repeatedly brought to our attention.
Bro, if you didn't laugh at this stuff, you'd cry.
While the media has stayed largely silent and complicit in the matter.
Shit.
And then when it all goes horribly wrong and a woman gets brutally battered in the streets with little to no consequences, what do the politicians and the journalists do? Well, they point a finger at the general public and they blame you. Rather than accepting some damn personal responsibility, instead they say it's all men's fault. Apparently, if you're a male, you are to blame for random attacks on women because you have a scrotum which makes you guilty by association with some guy you've never even heard of or met.
Yeah, this is the thing, guys. In Ireland, we love to like pool people together. Oh, you're guilty with this. I'm like, dude, I've never even heard of this guy that beat up this NATASHA. I've never even, bro, like, does anyone even know people in the military? Like, do we even see any of this stuff? Like, it's completely, like, we don't even see it, and then we're all getting thrown into the same basket type of thing. It's, like, insane, dude. Like, who are these people? Like, who is this Kyle Crotty guy? Not even heard of him before in my life. It's ridiculous. Blaming all men is crazy, guys. Men protect women. Okay, that's, like, the sole duty of relationship is to protect your girlfriend or your wife or whatever.
And if it's not men who are to blame, then it's the Defence Force's fault, even if all the other soldiers are perfectly decent and exemplary members of society.
That's true, guys. 99% of soldiers are amazing. Probably almost near 100%. but one guy spoils the bunch over here, right?
Or it's the fault of society at large, whatever that means. Next, we'll probably hear that climate change played a role. Anything and everything is to blame, apparently, except for the actual people who write the legislation and who are directly responsible for sentencing. They get off the hook scot-free, while everyone else takes the fall. Very convenient, isn't it? And the opposition are far from innocent here. We have politicians like Labour's Ivana Bacik tut-tutting and wagging her finger while calling for a review of suspended sentences when it comes to crimes. Meanwhile, just a few months ago, we see Labour's Aidan O'Riordan saying that building more prisons is misguided and that being sent to prison should be a last resort in the criminal justice system. In other words,
that should be the first resort. Like, everyone should go to jail. If you're caught with a knife, if you're like hitting someone, like, you go to jail straight away. Boom, in jail. But now it's like, no, like, last resort. This is crazy shit. Like,
we need to jail criminals less was Labour's position just a few months ago. So first you advocate for lighter sentencing and less jail time for offenders, and then you react with scorn and outrage when you get exactly what you asked for. Pull the other one, lads. This is another clear example of the establishment just catching up to what the right has been saying for years, which is happening on more and more issues, and which really exposes the level of naive short-sightedness that we have among this country's leadership classes. The fact of the matter is, Helen McEntee says that her primary goal is to stamp out violence against women, and she has flatly failed by her own standard. Women are being murdered and attacked in the streets by this government's own admission. The US State Department is reprimanding the government.
Yeah, like lads, I actually hate to be that guy, but like, I wasn't the flipping ambassador from Ireland to the Canada, but everyone just thinks we're a joke. Like, when they read the news, like, oh, you guys are a joke. Ireland criticized an annual US human traffic report. Like, it's ridiculous, guys.
For failing to tackle human trafficking multiple years in a row. Jesus. All of this is overseen by political parties which have been in power for over a decade, including the opposition, who went along with it every step of the way. And then at the end of all of that, they want to turn around and blame you because sexism. It's truly pathetic.
Bro, it is pathetic. When this government gets out, it's going to be the best day ever in Ireland. Like, the government have actually ruined the country, guys. It's kind of disappointing because we could have like the best country in the world. Because Ireland, everybody loves, you know, we have amazing ancestors in the US and Australia and all that stuff, but it's just turning into just a dump, guys. Like, honestly, like, Ireland's just turned into a dump. Where am I going to be in the next 10 years? I don't know, man. But here it just seems insane, like, nowadays.
When you have violent people in society who know that they're likely to get away with crime and who view the justice system as a joke, then it doesn't take a genius to figure out that vulnerable people are going to get hurt, and women tend to be less able to defend themselves than men because they're on average physically weaker. So tragically, you'll see women getting hurt at high rates in such a scenario. It's not because of sexism, it's because the people in power are asleep at the wheel and allowing unchecked violence to metastasize in our society for years. And just once, it would be nice if someone in charge was willing to show some accountability and admit that. Before you go, there is another video just like this one where I discuss the HSC urging staff not to imply that there are only two genders, because of course we know there's many more than that. But that video is only available for Gript Premium members. If you
Alright guys, go over to Gript Media and check out their premium members content only as well. I love to see it, man. They're obviously, you know, blowing up. Like I said, they're like the biggest news media platform in Ireland right now. You know, apart from RT, but RT doesn't get even half as many views. So let me know your thoughts, beautiful people of Ireland. This video has gone on for way too long, and I don't mean to criticize the actual country. I'm not doing that at all. The people are beautiful. Nobody is better in the world than Irish people. It's just like the government have just, I don't know who they're taking money from or what's going on, but it has just gone to hell in this place, guys. It's really disappointing, actually. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.